This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Hello and welcome to HealthLink, a program connecting home, community, and healthcare. My name is Carol Merton, and I'm delighted to welcome as a guest today Amelia Kraemer, who is the owner of Upwards Art Studio. And Amelia is joining us today to discuss art as therapy and community connections. Amelia, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Carol.
It's my pleasure. This is a totally different, I know I popped into your studio to have a chat with you. And so are you in your studio now? Or are you in
Yep.
different? Yeah.
No, I'm in the studio now. Yep.
Excellent. So I know you've got lots of information to share with me, but I'm wondering if you'd mind telling me a bit about yourself and what even prompted you to open your studio in Owen Sound. First of all, where is the studio?
The studio is in Owen Sound. So my art journey started after I was in a very bad car accident in 2009 and had to go on leave from my full-time job. And my occupational therapist suggested art as part of my therapy program. So I took some courses at Southampton Arts at the school there, and it became part of my life. It became part of my being able to reintegrate with the community and with people and having those social interactions instead of just staying in my house being scared of everything.
So prior to the accident, art wasn't as part of your whole being?
It was in some ways, but not like so I really focused on history and on learning history and presenting history and stuff like that. So that was my main focus, I guess. Art had always been, and creativity had always been part of my life, but it wasn't the main thing, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So in response to the pandemic, Upwards was born, kind of. I used to share studio space with some friends in Elora, and during the pandemic, it became very apparent that one, I couldn't find art supplies in Owen Sound very easily, especially the supplies that I needed to make work that was nicely finished, and also, I couldn't get into my shared studio space. The Elora Center for the Arts actually closed to the public for many months because it was a public building. So I couldn't even access my studio. Because I'm from Owen Sound and was not born here, but raised here. I think we moved when when I was 3 or something, so I don't remember anywhere else. So I was looking for studio space in Owen Sound. And my realtor suggested maybe a space that might hold something else, right? Maybe I could do something else with the other part of the building. So then I reminded myself that yes, art supplies were hard to come by in Owen Sound in the area. And so incorporated art retail with the studio.
Excellent.
Or supplies retail.
Yeah. So it actually is, and I'll ask you to describe the studio part in a moment.
Absolutely.
But so you've actually combined space where you do have a studio, but you also sell retail supplies that you get to choose.
Yeah.
That are available to you. So you're a new business person here in Owen Sound. And you're right out on the main street. And you have, I will say, superb front displays because.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, I really have enjoyed seeing those displays. The name Upwards. I don't want to assume I know why you chose that name. Do you mind sharing?
With my mental health journey, it is an upwards trajectory. It's not up, it's not over, it's upwards. And that's why there's that little swiggle in the arrow in our logo, because sometimes your mood is great and then you have these little dips, but then you keep moving upwards. That's the idea.
I'm glad you explained that because I've seen that and I thought, well, is that an artistic interpretation? Obviously, there's even more depth to the meaning and to the symbol, and I'm so delighted that you shared that because it's actually quite eye-catching, you know, for sure. Tell me a bit about the studios.
So the studio, we run classes for kids, teens, and adults.
Okay.
I also use it as my workspace. Um, yeah, and it's open. We have memberships and stuff that you can come with your art supplies and use it as your like on the go studio. And yeah,
Now you offer classes there.
yes.
And how I got to know your name, other than having seen the studio and the lovely displays, was from someone who had attended the class, someone who wasn't particularly, wouldn't necessarily describe themselves as artistic,
Mhm.
but used it as a type of community connection
Mhm.
after they'd had an accident. So maybe you could talk a little bit more about the types of programs that you offer because it's variety of ages for sure.
Mhm. So for me, everybody is creative, whether or not they call themselves a capital A artist or not. How you design your garden, how you bake, how you cook, the clothes that you wear, the way that you arrange your furniture in your house. Maybe you listen to music, maybe you play music, right? So the idea that when you read books, you might write letters, right? Like all of these things are creative. And I think putting the label as to be an artist, right, is really daunting for some people. So in my classes, it's very much about exploring and exploring the mediums because I do not most of, but my main art medium. So the stuff that I paint, but the stuff that I make art with, which is the medium jargon. Um, uh, I paint with wax. So it's molten wax. It is hot all the time. Well, not all the time. Once you get it on a board, it cools down, but the process is very fast and you have to pay attention the whole time, especially when you're learning. So it takes away that like chattering brain because you need to be aware and in the moment the whole time.
Oh,
There's not dry time, right? There's not sitting around waiting for paint to dry and then your brain starts going blah 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 blah. You need to be, you're not safe. So and so is going to die, all that kind of stuff, right? So you really have to pay attention. You're working with heated tools. You're also working with a blowtorch. So it's very like, yeah. You have to be aware of your surroundings and everybody else's like everyone else around you, so you're not like lighting somebody's hair on fire.
yeah, yeah, never a good look.
No, never happened, but you know.
But the way you describe it, so it's using the medium, the
Yeah,
hot wax, but it's achieving focus,
yeah,
attention. So that is the therapy part of the choice of the
absolutely.
art medium.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. Now, other types of medium that people might choose that is offered, what can people select from?
So we have some paint nights. So those are basically a social type thing.
Mhm.
So I trace out the outlines and then play with color and play with a little bit of technique. There's not too much technique because it's mostly about gathering with friends and having a fun night. We also do jelly plate printing, which is a very fast, very accessible printmaking technique. We do it with kids as young as 4, and then adults as old as, I guess, 85 is the oldest that I've had. So it's very immediate, very fast as well. There's not a lot of thinking involved. Like I'm saying, the analytical brain thinking.
Right.
So, and then what else do we do? We do some soul collage, which is, I'm a soul collage facilitator, which is very introspective. It's slowing down a little, like you're becoming more present in yourself and slowing yourself down, and then reading stuff into what you collage. Yeah, we do mixed media collage. And then we do have some guest instructors starting this year. So
Wow.
yeah.
So lots going on.
Yeah.
Now, I was told that you're also part of, and the word was specs referrals.
Yep.
Can you speak a little bit about that and how people can know more about, social prescriptions and what you have to offer?
So those workshops are managed through specs. You can get in touch with them through the Community Waterfront Heritage Center, which is the Marine and Rail Museum. And they're the ones organizing the programming right now. Yeah, I think there's information on the Marine and Rail website. I believe it's just marineandrail.com or .ca. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah.
So, individuals, obviously you would have a website that they can go and learn more about the program, and they could find out about pricing and that. And you are a business. Are you able to access grants because of what you offer? Do you have the ability to draw in? Like, how can the community support you and what you're offering to people?
Yeah, so people can sign up on our website or in store or give us a phone call. Our website is upwardsartstudio.com, and that has the full list of classes. It's updated. If we're going to release a class, it's on there first, and then we disseminate through Facebook and other socials and newsletter and posters and that kind of stuff. And I forget the last half of your question.
Okay. It was about, how can the
grants?
Yeah, grants. Do you accept donations? Like what happens?
So we're a for-profit, so we don't accept donations.
Okay.
We do accept donations of art supplies, especially for kids classes, because we do earmark those specifically for kids, and where they use them in the after school and the summer programs. And grants, there's not a whole lot of art grants that are available for things that I do. I have some other projects on the go, so those have grants associated with them. But yeah.
Yeah, and that's helpful. So basically, you are a business, and your business is using art as therapy as well as retail, and also social connections, which
absolutely.
It was certainly what your studio offers. Since you've begun, what surprises have happened for you? Did anything happen that you just would never have thought of in your experience?
I have made lifelong friends already.
Wow.
Of people that I didn't know them beforehand, and I was still part of the art community, but we just hadn't crossed paths.
Okay.
Yeah, so just building that community, and there's a group that meets actually on Friday mornings, and today we were speaking about inspiration and where we find inspiration, and just having that social connection with the women in that group it feeds my soul, right?
Wow.
It fills the well.
That is amazing. That gives me goosebumps because that's an unexpected benefit because
Yeah.
it takes courage. It takes courage to start a business, any kind of business,
Yeah.
but it takes courage. You've obviously relocated because you were elsewhere. And then to offer programs that I'm sure you may have wondered, well, will this fly or won't it fly? But to get those unexpected benefits is quite amazing. Now, if I remember when I was in, because I popped in a couple of times, and I know one time we chatted, but I think there was a display with different artwork with kids or things that kids had done. Do you still have that just on one of the walls?
Yeah, we have that. It's a big, what is it, 8 foot by 2 foot canvas or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And we call it the community canvas. So when you come into the store, there's some paint markers there. You can leave little notes to one another. So there's a few,
Yeah.
there's a few teens in the area that leave each other little notes on there. There's little cute drawings and stuff. One says like avocado, nice day, and it's a picture of an avocado. I really love that one. But yeah, it's just fun, and it's to me it's approachable, and it reflects the community's creativity, and
Yeah.
I might be frozen.
That's okay. I'll keep talking even if you are frozen, but you look good. So there's still movement there, Amelia. But it's sometimes not to worry if that happens. I'll just keep chatting. But
Okay.
What it did capture my eye, I have to be honest. And I thought, wow, what an amazing tool. You know, we talk about people meeting together, but even I stood there and I just looked and I was able to look through it and it did capture both my attention, but it also engaged me. I wasn't
Mhm.
just, I was part of it. I went, you know, I felt drawn in
Right.
and I think that was quite an experience for me. Wouldn't it be neat to have one on outside where people could walk by on a nice day and just a creative mural on the go? Who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah.
But I have to compliment you on that because that was the first time I'd actually seen something quite like that before, and it certainly drew me in. Um, for someone who's listening and they're saying, well, gee, I don't know. It really sounds interesting. I'm not sure. What would you say to them? Is there a chance they could come and talk to you? Or, would you suggest they come with a friend or?
Yeah, if you just want to come in and explore the space and see how it feels for you, we're open Monday to Friday, 10 to 6, Saturdays 10 to 4, and Sundays 12 to 4. I'm generally here more during the week, but any of the people who work here are absolutely able to talk about classes and to talk about the space. Yeah, and if you want to bring a friend, that's even better, right? It makes it a social thing, especially if you feel like you're intimidated by. We don't make capital A art in our workshops. We make little A art. Right? We're
Oh,
practicing, right? We're practicing just like you practice piano, and when you sit down, you can't just like play a whole. I'm not good at music. You know, like a Beethoven on the piano. When you sit down, you need to practice your scales first. So that's what we're doing in classes, is practicing our scales, but with a friend or meeting new friends. And yeah, we're not trying to make the best art in the entire world.
yeah.
And
I
if we
think,
do, that's great. But
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And that's really good to hear because what you're describing is an experience
Hmm.
as opposed to a product. I mean, of
Absolutely.
course, you want something as a result, but what maybe the result is just the social get together and the experience and friendships
Hmm.
that can certainly arise from it. Um, Now, as far as you've talked about the surprises and the unexpected benefits, challenges. as someone who's a business owner, there must have been a learning curve that I couldn't imagine it. Do you mind sharing what some of the challenges have been without great, I don't mean detailed, but
Yeah.
what you encountered and how you overcame them? Because from your story, I think you have an amazing resilience in being able to overcome challenges. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think my life experience, especially the health issues, have given me that resilience, right? So I think my lived experience is the reflection, or the resilience is a reflection of my life experience.
Yeah.
So challenges that I faced are mostly about the store part, but I do have someone on staff who is just incredible. She's been working in retail for a very long time, knows about framing because she used to frame for like 20 years, and knows the insides and out of how to display items, where to get items, and uses jargon, retail jargon. And I'm like, I don't know what that is. What the heck is a pog? I don't know. So I'm very comfortable with the studio part, and Lisa is very comfortable with the retail part, and together we're like this great team. So yes, it's very exciting.
And that's important, I think, to be able to coordinate skill sets, but still,
Absolutely.
yeah, as you're going along this whole learning journey for sure. Um, what's in the future for you in the store? You mentioned you had some projects that you also work on,
Yep.
but you know, crystal ball time, where would you like to be next year?
Next year, so this September, we're hosting and organizing a national conference in Owen Sound
Oh.
for encaustic painting. um, so it's a week of workshops, conferences on the weekend, and then another week of workshops. So they are being presented by like world famous encaustic artists. So it's going to be incredible. The amount of talent that is coming to Owen Sound is I've got goosebumps now. I'm so excited by it. And the workshops you can sign up for without signing up for the conference, and the other way around as well, right? That you don't need to sign up for both. And I'm super excited. So we have collaborations with Gary Bruce Makers, with Georgian Bay School of the Arts, the Harmony Center, the Gathering Table, Gray Gallery, and with the city. So we're very excited about that.
And that's in September?
Yeah.
And is it closer to the end of September or?
It's at the beginning of September, and then it's going to be an annual thing. So I'm putting that out into the universe. It's going to be an annual thing.
There you go. That's a universal statement now you've just made. So take me back to, and this is terms I don't understand. So I'm one of those little A.
Perfect.
Encaustic painting. What is that?
So that's painting with the wax. That's the the technical term for
Okay, just wanted to know.
No, that's all good.
Yeah. So this will be that's something that came from your concept of what we'd like to do. Well, here's an open invitation. If it works and we're taping HealthLink and you and a few others would like, I know we'll be getting dates in September. If the timing works and you'd like to profile it, just email me. Okay. So that I will twist our producer Mark's arm to see if we can get it in there early on, but it's all about the dates as well. So we've got just a couple minutes left in the program. Tariffs. Tariffs are the big topic in trade. Will there be an impact on you and the business supplies that you use?
Well, who knows what he's going to decide? is the sky blue or is it orange today? Right? Like, I don't know. I can't predict what he's going to do or what Canada and Ontario's reaction is going to, or not reaction, but what their reciprocal things will be. So it will affect us. But again, like I get emails from my distributors saying, well, today we were going to, if this was going to go through, these things would have been raised in prices, but it didn't go through. Like 2 days later, oh, it didn't go through. So there's no price increase.
Wow.
Like it's very confusing to be a retailer right now. Even a Canadian citizen, it's not even just retail. So
exactly. And we hear a lot about food and we hear about automotive, but it's all retail. It would be products that you would need to order in as well, for sure. So the wax that you use for the encaustic painting, I know the term, that's specially ordered. I mean, we're not talking paraffin wax, right?
It's beeswax. So I order it from Canadian beekeepers. Okay. There is a resin in with it that I order from. It comes in from basically the Middle East, but it comes to a Canadian distributor and then she distributes through orders. But it doesn't have anything to do with the US. Yeah. Unless they do that weird like shipping tariff. I don't know.
Yeah, it's all confusing.
Yeah.
So we have a minute left.
Okay.
What would you like to profile in the last minute?
So I am also part of the Owen Sound Art Council. It's newly formed. We're a registered not-for-profit with that. We're still getting our feet under the ground and getting things organized as an official not-for-profit. So we'll be able to apply for grants and things through that. We are responsible for the Urban Easel, which is the banners along the harbor. We are also responsible for the Owen Sound Community Artist Studio Tour, which will happen closer to the end of September. And then we're trying to figure out some other art, like community projects as well. So that's the newest thing that's happening.
That's exciting. That is
very exciting.
Really exciting. Yeah. I want to thank you for being on the program. I've learned lots and certainly look forward to having more conversation with you. And also about the new initiatives. I think that it just enhances what we can offer locally and further afield. So all the best to you. And thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thanks so much, Carol.
My pleasure. Thank you to our viewing audience. We've been listening to Amelia Kraemer, who is the owner of Upwards Art Studio in Owen Sound. And the topic has been artist therapy and community connections. We look forward to more programs, services, and resource information that we can share with you here on HealthLink. Please join us again. Take care and stay safe.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
Are you a passionate content creator ready to expand your audience reach? Do you have unique stories, captivating hobbies, or special interests that deserve a spotlight? Rogers TV is here to amplify your voice within the community. We offer you the platform to broadcast your content to a wider audience.